and welcome to Miss Sarah's orientation for your learning and sensory kits. I am super excited about my plans for this year and I can't wait to tell you all about it. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to talk about all the different supplies and I'm going to go over some of the curriculum with you, and then I'm going to help you to help your student organize these materials so that they can get them easily, know where everything is, and can feel like they have their own little private sensory studio where they have access to all these wonderful supplies. Okay, so let's start out by just taking our big sensory kit out like this, okay? And another thing we're going to take out right now is our paper. And what we have here is left right here is the learning kit in this box. What I'm probably going to ask you to do is to find a box about this size just for your sensory supplies. So I'll show you how to do that. All of my new third graders got one of these bags with all the materials. Everybody else got this one in the spring, but my new third graders have all the math manipulatives in here, everything from dice and glass blobs and 10 frames, money, fake money, and all the supplies they need to be able to do the academic curriculum in math that I set up in the spring. So everybody has this. Everybody got a new number line. This is a dry erase marker number line. And everybody also got a new dry erase marker magnet board. We'll be using this a lot. And everybody gets some alphabet, all the alphabet letters and all the numbers. And we're going to be doing a lot of multi-sensory lessons using this. Everybody gets a geo board. So everybody has their learning kit with them. And what we're going to do now is just talk a little bit about the curriculum. This is the box we're going to use for our sensory kit, which we will set up here in a minute. But let's go ahead and just dive in a little bit first. This is your Group A math. There's a lot of printed curriculum in here, but I just want to explain that in the front you have your hundreds chart, blank chart. These are all learning tools that you'll be using with the academic program and in these protective sheets, so they can do this with the dry erase markers. Hundreds chart, blank hundreds chart, and grid and bingo and a bunch of different stuff. That's all in here. Another thing everybody got was just a very basic, starting from the beginning in terms of counting to 10, a bunch of different activities. I'd love for you to be able to do one of these pages a day independently. And then there's a bunch of different packets in here that I will go over. But everybody gets just a number line packet like this, where they're going to be using their yardstick number lines and their dry erase mark number lines to do these problems. Now, as much as possible, I really want the students to be using the hands-on manipulatives and this. Having the hands-on manipulatives and the pencil and paper component together is really where the value comes into this program. So I hope that you don't just start blowing through these pages really fast. I really want you to be using those hands-on manipulatives as I do these lessons and then doing the paper and pencil that way, okay? So I'll be getting more specific about what you're going to be doing with each of these packets, but again, they're in conjunction with the hands-on lessons, okay? So there's your math. you're going to be getting a, let's start here, yes. Then your blue folder is your literacy folder. So let's look at this. Again, I want all these pages to be done in conjunction with the hands-on materials, okay? So they will be using their foundations boards, they will be using their dry erase marker boards and other tools to do these literacy lessons, okay? So I will be explaining those lessons in more detail. Everybody has a foundations copy here. This is for you to copy, and it's really, we're going to practice our handwriting a lot using the foundations method of skyline, plane line, grass line, and worm line. So this is the paper they're going to be using, and this is the paper that you will be making copies of, so that they have that paper, okay? Going on, I have this purple folder here. There are two different programs I have going on with this. First of all, this is the realistic drawing curriculum. So this is the realistic drawing curriculum that I did with my kids all last year, and they really learned a lot. It's an amazing program. There are so many benefits to it. So here's what we have here, are these warm-up kits, and I will warm-up pages, and I will explain this to you in further detail. But basically, kids are learning that everything in the visual field can be broken down into 5 elements of shape. You've got your dot family, you've got your circle family, you've got your curved line family, you've got your straight line family, and you've got your angle line family. It's like a puzzle, and when they put those elements together, they can draw realistically, and it's great for focus, attention, fine motor, sequential reasoning, following directions. It's very teacher-oriented and very very step-by-step, which is going to be excellent for them. So that's the realistic drawing curriculum. And then on this side, we have I have a bunch of activities that are all hands-on occupational therapy and hands-on fine motor activities. So an example is they're going to be using their hole punch. They're going to be tracing. They are going to be making Play-Doh designs. They're going to be using their paint to do math, and so on. What you're going to find out about me is that everything that every material that we have in here can be turned into a math or literacy activity. So I'm hoping to be able to educate you on all the ways that you can embed math and literacy into your day and into your activities. Okay, and so the final thing I want to talk about with curriculum is the black folder, and this is your sensory kit curriculum. So let's talk about that just a minute. First of all, you're going to find some recipes, and what this is I have a Play-Doh recipe, and I have a rainbow rice for sensory bin activity, okay? And I will be doing another sensory bottle activity and various other sensory tool activities that your children will be making. Here's what I'm really excited about with my program. So over the summer, I just was thinking about all of my kids all summer long and worrying about the fact that they aren't getting some really fundamental things that they need because they're not going to school. I feel like the kids have generally been not getting enough exercise. They haven't been having enough novel experiences. They haven't been using their hands enough. They haven't been using their body enough to be able to have healthy brain development. So what I've done is I've added, along with the academic portion, which is going to be even more robust and basically just like a whole new program for the academics, but I'm adding a whole nother layer, and that is the sensory enrichment program. So basically, what happened is that when I was in the classroom in my first year special day class in room 204, I had a very good year, and I really attribute that a lot to the fact that I had a whole sensory program in my classroom. This was the reason why Principal Van Court would come to my room to get work done. It was a calm, focused, peaceful, and happy place where the kids were regulated, they were able to pay attention, and they were able to move through their day in a way that was a comfortable, confident, and creative time for them in the classroom. So what is missing in the distance learning program is that sensory component. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be creating this curriculum and educating parents about the importance of all the different ways that your child can be getting that sensory input. So basically, I will be doing a bunch of arts and crafts activities, and I will be explaining how those activities benefit your student in terms of fine motor, in terms of bilateral coordination, in terms of motor planning, and getting into the parasympathetic nervous system while they're doing these projects, which help to integrate the left and right hemisphere of the brain so that these kids can be able to do more complex academic tasks and be able to focus for longer for those activities. So what I'm going to be doing is, on top of the academics, I'm going to be expecting people to do 3 of these activities a week. If you do more, if you do 1 a day, that's fantastic. I may set up some sort of a reward system for kids who want to do more than those 3 days. But basically, I'm using all hands-on and all very easy to access materials, household supplies that anybody can get, and they are going to be learning how to do all these different activities with those supplies to create a sensory-rich environment at home. So the other thing I'm going to be talking about a lot, besides the sensations, the sensory input systems of touch, smell, taste, tactile, and kinesthetic, we're going to be talking about 2 other systems of sensory systems called the vestibular system and the proprioceptive system. Those are basically the balance. Vestibular is balance, and then proprioceptive is a person's body awareness in space. Those two systems need to be getting input on a daily basis. Those are basically movement systems that I'm going to be educating you in how to incorporate those movement components into your day so that your child is getting that proper brain development that they so crucially need right now during these times. And I will be creating the more hands-on and the other types of sensory input that they need to be able to develop in a healthy way. So basically, I'm super excited. I'm planning on educating you as much as I can about the crucial importance of having this sensory enrichment, and hoping to empower families to be able to create an environment in their home during these times that allows for that healthy brain development. Okay, so that is basically what I have in the black folder. I have tools to make the Play-Doh. I have tools to make sensory bin supplies, and I have a lot of material here to help you understand about the vestibular and the proprioceptive systems. Basically, vestibular is spinning, swinging, jumping. These are all things that are that start with the inner ear in terms of balance, and the vestibular system when that input is put in, it can regulate your child for hours on afterwards. All of my kids were doing trampoline, tunneling, compression, and all kinds of like throwing and aiming exercises. And I basically front loaded all my kids with this stuff every day. And as a result, their behaviors were better. They were much more able to focus on their work and stay calm and regulated. Okay, did we need? Nope. Nope. Sorry. So, all right, so here's what we're going to do next. I'm going to be showing you a little bit more about the sensory kit. So everybody got basically all these supplies here, and these are all the materials you're going to need to do dozens and dozens of fun and interactive and healthy arts and crafts activities. These are all materials that you can get in the home, and I have created a kit for everybody with these materials so that you can get right started. I'll be putting up my videos and it'll be under sensory enrichment in my playlists, and you'll be able to go to them and do the lessons. And I think your kids are going to really love this, and I think it's going to really help them to thrive during this time. Okay, so what I'm going to have you do with your student is you're just going to have them clear out a big space on the table, and you're going to put your materials out for them. And you're going to put them out so that they can see everything. So they can see everything on the table. And they're going to be looking at everything they have here and putting it out so they can see everything. And then they're going to be invited to create their sensory, sort of their sensory studio is what I like to call it. One way that you can organize is that you can take more of the art supplies, such as markers, colored pencils, paint, and scissors and glue, and have those in a little bit of a separate box, like a smaller box like this. So you're going to have kind of a large box and a small to medium sized box, and you'll be able to have them put in the art supplies in here, and they can write art with pen or paint, and this will be their special art supply box. And then the rest of the materials, I would invite them to just find a way to organize them. I might put all the long skinny things along this edge here, all of my skewers, my straws, and my pipe cleaners. I'm gonna go nice and neat right there. I'm gonna put my plates and my cups in another spot. So everything that they have, they're going to be able to see when they go to their sensory studio. They're going to be able to see all the materials nice and neat. So I really encourage you to help them instill a sense of ownership and engagement with these activities and make them their own. All right, so basically that is how that is going to work, and I am super excited to get started, and I'm going to be starting out with a whole bunch of videos, and you'll be able to use all these different supplies to create sensory tools for the home and learning tools for math and literacy and all kinds of different projects for the kids. Okay, so I'm super excited, and I think it's going to be a great year, and I'm looking very forward to it. So, all right, good luck with that, and we'll be in touch. See you next time.